Good evening, morning, and variations thereupon. Ladies and gentlemen, how are we? This fine Sunday evening. Right. Just turn this music down a little. And we can have a nice chat. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. What the dog doing? Says Ant No Garden. The question is, what the ant doing? Oh, yeah. I worked out why in my previous streams there's such a delay between me talking and people actually replying, and the answer is there's a setting in YouTube streaming for that. So hopefully I should be actually getting to read chat a little sooner than 20 seconds, at the cost of some quality. But not much quality by the looks of it. The stream looks fine as far as I'm concerned. I'm sure everyone agrees. Tesla is Mike's dog. Correct. Tesla is my dog. He's a whippet, or at least mostly whippet. I'll see if I can get him to come over here. Tesla, come here, friend. Here he is. He is my boy. My old boy. Light of my life. Such a good boy. There we go. Good lad. Good lad. Go and lie down, Tess. Good. You see, I'm wearing my ant shirt today. Looks like the kind of dog to stare at the camera. Oh, I don't know about that. He's a little camera shy. He usually doesn't know what I'm talking about if I'm trying to get him on camera. He's usually a bit like, why have you called me from my restful slumber? He's fine. I'm actually thinking I've got a spare webcam. I might set up a Tesla cam, so we can always keep an eye on him on the stream. That might be fun and cute. But he's got very dark fur, so he probably... And I've also got, very dark furnishings in this room, so he probably wouldn't show up. Anyway, good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining me on this stream. What we're going to do today is we're just going to, have a chat for a few minutes, just if any questions come up. You'll have to let me know about volume levels again. I think it's better than it was last time. I've put my mic up a little bit, and also game volume should be up a tad, but everything's up for tweaking, of course. Okay. Is the next update going to be in a year? I couldn't tell you. I honestly couldn't tell you. It'll be done when it's done. If we start doing predictions, then we ultimately fail at those predictions and we annoy more people. So it's just best to say things will be done when they're done. We are working full-time on the game. There are a few things to do before we really crack on with Formicarium Tier 5, though. We've got some of that done already, but we've got other things to do first. Can you do Formicarium Challenge 1 with workers only? If I put the time in, I'm sure I could, but I'm not going to. I'm a normal difficulty player. When I play RTS games, that's what I like to play, and that's where I'm comfortable. And I thoroughly recommend everyone plays at a difficulty they feel comfortable. Do you have any more pets like cats and birds? I don't. I have owned cats before. I've owned another dog, but my current only pet is Tesla, the rescue whippet. Okay. Our new map coming to free play. Yes. John's been working. I can't show you guys the commits because that could leak stuff. But John's working on a free play map called the Wetlands. Love the little black ant so much. Me too. Yeah, I'm kind of fond of those little guys. Do you have a telescope? I've owned a telescope when I was younger. I'm currently living in a city, though, well, a town, which isn't very conducive to stargazing, so there wouldn't be much point me owning a telescope right now. I used to live out in the country, though, which was much better for it, up on a hill as well. Will termites have different AI? Undoubtedly. The way Liam's AI system works is it's very modular, so it can be the behaviour can be changed per level. per situation. Play. Patience, my friend. We'll play in a few minutes. I don't intend for this to be a very long stream, but we'll have a chat. There's no huge rush. Have you met any of the other Slug Disco owners in real life? The owners? Oh yeah. One of them's my brother. The other two are very old friends. How did that sound effect play? Well, that's the noise that happens when we have a drink, isn't it? You're going to put the EO2U music on Spotify? Maybe. That's once the soundtrack is complete. We've got some options there. We'll certainly be putting it up on Steam, but maybe streaming platforms as well. You never know. You never know. Going to Tunisia next month to sing some Sahara Silver Ants. Cool, take some pictures. Post them up on our Discord. I'm going to play Cold Blood. Eventually, yeah. I'm just going to work through the campaign again, though, because it's been so long since I've played the campaign just for fun. I thought it'd be probably a good idea just to start a new colony and do that on stream. So today what we're going to do is I'm going to play Subjugation with the challenge mode on, and then Formicarium Challenge 1. Because last time we did the first 2 levels on normal difficulty, so we probably want to do one of them on challenge mode to get us past Formicarium Challenge 1 without much difficulty. This time is Tier 2, right. No, we'll start Tier 2 next stream, which I don't know, it might be during next week or the week after. If you guys were wondering why, I know I said I was going to stream weekly, but I've missed a couple of weeks. One of those weeks was I had some work to finish, and also the Queen of England had just died. It seemed a bit crass to be just playing a game that has, you know, the Queen is in imminent danger, saying quite often. They're a bit on the nose then, so we thought we'd best not do that. And then last week I was on holiday. I had a short break in just on the Welsh border for a few days, a week or so. Nice hot tub spent with my family. I may already know what Tier 5 is. Liam leaks. Yes. Liam leaked it. Yes. Yeah. We haven't officially said, and I can't officially tell you what's in Tier 5 yet. We will at some point once there's kind of sufficient art assets to show. I think of the environment and things. How was my vacation? It was lovely. Lovely and quiet. Lots of walks with my dog. Played some Elden Ring on the Steam Deck, which I'm probably going to do again after this stream, actually. T5 are hoping next newsletter. Perhaps, but it might be a bit later than that. The guys are currently concentrating on a tutorial mode for the game, which we're sorely lacking. We're very aware that we're lacking in our onboarding. So there's that, and there's a few more bits and bobs to do, and then we've got an extra level called Adventure that's coming out at some point in the fairly near future. Once all that is out the way, then we can concentrate properly on Tier 5 stuff, and at that point we'll probably talk properly, publicly, officially about what the new species and setting is, and at that point things start to get interesting again. We go into our whole marketing cycle. Myself and Dan, the marketing man, will be doing plenty of that. Playing EOTU on the Steam Deck. I love my Steam Deck. I think the Steam Deck is a fantastic little handheld, and I've thoroughly enjoyed playing it. And EOTU works great on it. Yeah, John put some time into making sure that the controllers work fine on it. Is Liam banned from streaming? No, he's not banned from streaming. Liam is, for all intents and purposes, one of the owners of the company. He can do what he likes. But I think he wanted to stream the making of the Promised Land level, because it seemed like good content, and he totally forgot to hide all the species and things that he leaked in that stream. But no matter. It was still a fun stream, fun time. Will we get termites playable? I said this last time. Maybe is the answer to that. It could happen. I've got a fan pointed at me, by the way, guys. You guys can't hear this, can you? I've got some noise suppression going on, so it should probably be fairly well kept in check. But yeah. So you know that Stream Deck. Yeah. What about that Stream Deck? Great. Cheers for that. Yep. Chances with honeypots. Not currently planned for the game. Are you the developer of Empires in the Growth? I'm not the developer, but I am on the team. Yeah, as someone said, I'm the community manager. But I've also done some work here and there for the game. I've done some of the cinematics, particularly in the more recent extra levels, and in the 4X levels I did cinematics for. So end level and fail. That kind of a thing. Playing the Harvest on hard on Steam Deck. I do intend to do a playthrough of Empires on the Steam Deck, just to kind of show that it can quite easily be done. I'll have to look into that, how I can stream from my Steam Deck. I've seen people do it, because the Steam Deck is essentially... That's my Steam Deck in its case, just behind my... Well, just in front of my router there. Who is the narrator? It's a fella called Callum Edmonds, who I believe on YouTube goes by Mauler. How's your day been? Pretty good, pretty good. Had a nice lie-in this morning. Got up, had a wash, took Tesla out for a walk, did a few jobs here and there for Slug Disco, and now I'm streaming. Will termites have a different entrance model? Probably. That's probably something to be discussed with Dan C, our environment artist. But it would make sense, wouldn't it? Because termites build mounds, so they're still going to be young nests. We're not going to do anything crazy about their underground, as it were. But there's probably some artistic difference there. When there were so many species in old empires in the growth, true. But there was very little thought put into them, I think, is the best way to think about that. There were plenty of species, but they were just models and animations. That's all they were. So it was much better for us to reduce the scope, but increase the quality. And without that, I'm pretty sure we wouldn't have had the success we've had. Can termites build towers higher and higher? We're not going to do any crazy mechanics like that, like building towers. We're not. Is it your first time playing Cold Blood? When I get to it, no, it won't be. I did plenty of quality control for it, but it'll be my first time playing through it properly for fun, as opposed to testing bits of it for the sake of quality control. Will we ever play as or encounter weave rats? No. We're not putting levels set in trees. See other ant species in the future? Yeah, there's one big ant species left to complete the game, along with its auxiliary or peripheral species. And then the game will be complete. And after that, we don't know. We haven't quite decided what we're doing yet. Are we going to get a tier 6? No. Tier 5, the campaign will end. Harvester ants, yeah, it's one of the species that gets kind of semi-regularly suggested to us, but they're not planned to be in the game. The only realistic way I see weaver ants is in wandering groups like trap jaws. Yeah, if they were going to be in the game, that's probably how we do them, but apart from their kind of tree climbing and kind of weird nests they have in trees, there's not much remarkable about them that would kind of make us centre a whole level around them. But I have said that someone should absolutely make a game about weaver ants, but it's not Empires of the Undergrowth. I've said that before several times. Will there be new and unique enemies for Tier 5? Yes. Yes, there will. Like Tier 4, there will be a brand new, crew of critters. Yeah. Can we see honeypot ants? Again, not planned. I think we'll go for another few minutes, and then we'll actually play the game. What are going to be the Tier 5 ants? You will find out when we officially announce it, which it shouldn't be in the too distant future. Probably this side of Christmas, I'd have thought, but maybe not. We'll have to see how things go. The next kind of largish update will be a tutorial mode, and then we've got adventure, which is a pretty big extra level for leaf cutters, coming soon. Will there be challenge creatures added to free play? I'd like to think so. I don't know though. Some of the challenge creatures could be fairly easily added to free play, I think. Others would need a bit more thought to make them actually worthwhile. Will we have some Uber Swamp creatures? Yes, yes. New Uber creatures will be coming when the free play update comes. Will modding be added to the game? Maybe. Certainly not before full release, though, and we'd have to think quite hard about how we'd want to do that. Because Unreal Engine 4 doesn't make it super easy to do. It's easier to mod for Unity, as far as game engines go, but there's a possibility of us doing some kind of at least basic modding support for, but not definitely. We'll have to see. Wasn't Titan Beetle in the game? Well, in the very old version of the game it was, yes. But it was an old model and old animations. They wouldn't have the fidelity to stay in the game as it is. And when it came time to doing the third... If they were going to be in the game, they would have been in the third tier with the leaf cutter levels. But we thought that the whip spider was a more interesting enemy, rather than just a large beetle. We're going to get playing games. Yeah, a couple of minutes. Couple of minutes, my friend. We'll get playing games. We have snakes. Snakes are not currently planned. Do you play Empires of the Undergrowth for fun off camera? Sometimes. Not recently. Kind of when you're building up to a big release, the joy of playing just for fun is kind of taken from you. I'm sure you can understand. Because everything you do has to be towards quality control, or in some way an effort towards getting the release out. But as we've calmed down a bit from that, I'm looking forward to playing just for a bit of fun again. Are Titans in Battle Arena going to be climbable? Maybe. In free play, they definitely will be. Okay, I guess we should play a bit of this game, this game I found. Okay. Right, I'm still keeping an eye on chat, so feel free to keep chatting. But as I'm playing, I do find it a little difficult to play and talk at the same time. So I might have to pause briefly here and there to talk to chat. Okay, right. Stream colony. Okay, so let's let the girls collect some food. Probably going to have to increase the storage space. Is this D&D with ants? Oh, someone should totally do a D&D campaign based around an ant colony if someone hasn't already. can place tiles outside. No, you can't. But I'm assuming you meant that was a question, and no, you won't be able to place tiles outside. Will Rising Tide Christmas theme be in the game? I don't think so. We'll have to see if Liam decides to polish that very quickly made theme up and stick it in the game somewhere. Can we please add another level of Hungry Wolf Spider? That's up to John, I guess. Maybe we could do an Easter-themed one. We've got Christmas and Halloween. What the kind of festive opportunities are there? Okay. I guess we'll put down some... Can I unlock ants yet? Yes. Will there be water-based creatures in Empires like the amphibians? Well, there's the... If you're talking like strictly water-based, no. There'll be creatures that water walk, like the amphibians. Like there's the fishing spider coming, which is going to be the challenge mode creature for those levels. But they're not strictly water creatures, though. They're not aquatic. They're just kind of semi-aquatic. Why your Roofer Queen in Queen of the Hill is bigger than the enemy's Roofer Queen? I don't know. We assumed you'd like to play as the big guy. Crayfish? No. Crayfish are scavengers anyway. They wouldn't be interested in ants. Mike, what's your favourite ant? It's the Trapjaw ant. It's my favourite. Will there be any new bosses added, and will it be added in free play mode if possible? If you mean Titans, yeah, we're going to add a bunch of new Titans for Tier 5. And yes, we intend to have Titans in free play. Probably as their own kind of special landmark or something along those lines. We'll have to see. But they won't be just regular creatures running around the map. Will the fishing spider be added in the battle arena? I imagine so. Don't see why not. It's going to have regular walking animations as well as its swimming stuff, so... Yeah, I don't see why it wouldn't. Will there be multiplayer added? No. No, we've said recently no to multiplayer. The game is not optimized for multiplayer. It was never designed to be multiplayer, and it wouldn't play very well as multiplayer in its current state. Far too many things would make it a frustrating multiplayer experience, like, for instance, the nest entrance bottlenecks. Not much fun. It'd just be an endless kind of back and forth. That's why most RTS games that are multiplayer, at least, don't have such bottlenecks. Bases are, you know, sprawling around on the surface without much to barricade them off, apart from deliberate barricades the player adds. So we'd have to think around that, but for this project, no. Will the massive Rit Spider be made into a Titan retroactively? Yes. Big Whippy will be a Titan. She will get that upgrade. What is EOTU coded in? The game is made in Unreal Engine 4, which uses C++ as its codebase. Why are not the Trapjaw colony in the game? Trapjaws are a bit different than most other ants. They don't really form trails. They they have a queen, kind of. And also a Gamergate system, I believe. They're a bit tricky, they're a bit complex compared to our regular systems, and we don't really want the player to have to understand something new unless it's being explained to them. And since Trapjaws don't have their own levels, there's not really the opportunity to teach the player in that way, like a different system. But you will see Trapjaws as a kind of pseudo-colony thing in John's upcoming extra level adventure, which is in the not too distant future. Map under a tree. That's 3-1, my friend. And 3-2. Both surrounded by trees. Will the hybrids of Formicarium Challenge 5 be added to the battle arena? I don't know. You mean the ones from the actual levels? Yeah. Yeah, there are hybrids in the levels, is what I meant when I say that. Yeah, they'll probably be in the battle arena since the tier 4 ones are. Why is adventure level getting so hyped up? Because it's a really unique thing that John spent more than a year working on and off. It's got some kind of unique aspects to it, and it's also going to be the first time you play the you play with or against the bloody what's it called? Tip of my tongue. You ever had that thing where you're sure you know something? The Velvet Worm. The game is exclusive for adults or kids. It's not meant with a particular audience in mind. We know that lots of children enjoy you know, bugs and creepy crawlies in the natural world, but simultaneously a big inspiration for the game was BBC nature documentaries, which is kind of a grown-up thing. So we don't have a target audience, but because we know that children play it and kids play it, we're not going to make things super gory or anything like that. So we have occasionally had people asking for, you know, kind of ways to dismember the creatures or have hemolymph or blood spilling, but we're not really in the business of that. Is there going to be anything in Tug of War 2 besides Tier 4? You'll have to wait and see. What's your personal choice for a colony you want to see added? Ooh, blimey, difficult one. I guess I'd go to the kind of the classic, you know, pavement ants we have in the UK. Now, pavement ants is it's only because it's the species that we see most often in the UK. But pavement ant has different meanings all over the world. But in the UK, it would be the species Lasius niger, that are small black ants but have the potential to become very large colonies given enough time. What do you think is the strongest ant in the game in free play mode? Oh, I don't know. So it's almost certainly the player's a Reptor colony. Okay, right, we've collected all the food, we've built some stuff, let's play a level. Let's play this on medium with the challenge mode on. No, not new home. Not you. Subjugation. Okay, let's go. I will stop every few minutes to talk to chat, but don't think I'm ignoring you. Oh, hang on. I was doing some recording the other day, so I should probably put the voice volume back up.
And Queen has given birth to her first brood. While the workers established their new territory in the earth, above ground, a nearby colony of Formica sanguinea slave-maker ants are on the lookout for would-be victims. These ants specialize in stealing larvae from neighboring nests and raising them as their own. If the black ant colony isn't prepared for the inevitable incursion, they may be wiped out entirely. Unfortunately, the Queen chose her colony's home poorly. This earth is infested with Grillotalpa grillotalpa, the European mole cricket. Growing up to 45 millimeters in length and with powerful forelegs, these beasts are masters of tunneling. The crickets have had their fill of roots for the day, and are now on the hunt for protein-rich invertebrates. This queen and her brood are in imminent danger of being devoured.
10 points for anyone who can tell me what reference was made there with the queen has chosen her home poorly. If you can tell me what film that references, then 10 points to you. Now, I'm sure you've all seen Indiana Jones films before. Is a hermit scorpion reference to the old Titan hermit crab model? Kind of, in a way. It was more we wanted something pretty crazy for the scientists to do, so yeah, splicing creatures together in real time seemed pretty up his street in that respect. So is the Formicarium colony going to be rehoused again? You'll have to wait and find out. Right, we should think about getting some soldiers now, because it won't be long before we get mole crickets dropping. Yeah, that Indiana Jones film, it is called Quest for the Holy Grail or something along those lines, isn't it? Last Crusade? I can't remember. It's the old knight who's in the chamber with the Holy Grail. It says, "You have chosen poorly," or "You have chosen wisely." Will a Titan hermit crab be added to free pay or extra levels? Probably not. The Titans are kind of complex to make. They have to be rigged up. Although, to be fair, lots of other creatures are going to have to be rigged up as well. They have to be rigged in a special way to allow ants to climb them. Okay, let's take on a spider.
A mole cricket is burrowing into the nest. The ants must mount a defense quickly, or their brood will be forfeit.
Where's me mole cricket? Up there. Okay.
By working together, the ants have overwhelmed one of the funnel web spiders. She won't be causing any more trouble for the colony. Her sisters, however, still present a problem.
What are you drinking, Mike? It looks tasty. I'm drinking this was, until I just finished it, lemonade with a little bit of blackcurrant in it. I'm out of lemonade, though, so when I go and refill my drink in a short while...
A scout has sensed the presence of the black ants. A raid on the colony is now inevitable. The question remains as to whether they will merely pillage a generation of young, or wipe out the colony entirely. In the end, it will come down to the tenacity of the defending ants.
Anyway, like I was saying, yeah, I'll have to... When I go and refill my drink shortly, it's going to have to be just blackcurrant because I'm out of lemonade. Mike, were you a bartender? I have worked as a bartender, yes. Never as kind of a career thing, but, you know, as a bit of extra cash, and also in my gap year between college and university, I worked at a pub almost full-time.
The colony is starving. There is not enough food to feed the new brood.
Better get some more food then, haven't we?
There are intruders in the nest.
Are Tarantula and Scorpion in Formicarium Challenge 4 a sneak peek to Tier 5? Perhaps. You never know. Right. More mole crickets within the next minute, I'd have thought. It'd be 2 this time. Can't always, yeah, always on this level be upgrading and expanding. That is the name of the game. It is a level about fast expansion. Why you got to hit us with that, perhaps? You know why. Marketing is a complex thing, and we have to do things at a certain time. I can give you little sneak peeks here and there. I do that a lot on our Discord, by the way. If someone wants to link the Discord, feel free in chat. Yeah, occasionally on the Discord, I'll be awake at 4 AM because my body clock's weird, and I might feel like giving a little sneak peek at something. A raid come in, so up here, everyone.
The raiding party has arrived. The slave makers will head straight for the brood chambers. They must be stopped.
Could be good. That one might get away, but... Ah, we actually did cool.
The raiding party was no match for the valiant
No match
defenders. The brood remains safe. For now.
Get out of here, you trash.
Mole crickets are burrowing into the nest. The ants
Cancel
must
that.
defend in multiple
Yep,
locations
mole crickets
at
up here.
once.
Couldn't be a problem, though. Will the game have lore? Kind of. The lore is deliberately kind of vague. A bit more of it will be shown in the Tier 5 Formicarium Challenge. We were going to do a whole kind of expansive wiki about it, but we've kind of realised how expensive that would have been to do. So we're cutting back on that. But, you know,
intruders in the nest.
we might do a kind of official, you know, online wiki rather than an in-game translation that goes into the lore a bit more. I'll have to have a chat with the guys about that. Whatever happened to the cancelled mantises? Well, they were just cancelled. Simple as that. Some things have to be cut for time or because they didn't fit. The one mantis was enough in Tier 3. Narrator name? You mean like the actor or the name of the name of the character? The character doesn't have a name, but the actor is called Callum, and he's on YouTube as Mauler. Are we going to get a scientist face reveal? No. I can say emphatically on that one. No, you're not going to. We're not in the business of modelling primate faces. My least favourite enemy to play against? Probably crabs, to be honest. Hermit crabs.
The Sanguinia colony seeks once again to bolster its numbers. A battalion of slave makers charge into the nest.
Yeah, I'd say probably the
raiding
crabs.
party was no match for the valiant defenders. The brood remains safe. For now.
The scientists too have a Twitter. He strikes me as the kind of person who would... he'd have a Twitter account to follow very specific people, but not use it much himself. What species were the cancelled mantis? Cancelled mantis. I'd have to look it up. I can't tell you offhand. Not really the time to be digging through old design docs at the moment. But there are a couple of them, like slightly different coloured mantises that were South American. Do we get to find out the scientists' names? No, that's not in our current plans. I actually kind of prefer it with not knowing their names. That way you can imbue your own kind of names and even how they look upon them. You can imagine. It's going to be different for everyone. And I like it that way. We're a game, after all, about invertebrates and
burrowing into the nest.
And small creatures.
The ants must mount a defense quickly, or their brood will be forfeit.
Probably the other way around, really, shouldn't it? Rather than sending the workers after it. When is a demo level going to come for the next species? Shortly before shortly before the species itself is released as an actual raid time. Yeah, probably. I don't know, a few weeks before the actual release.
They can sense larvae, and they want their share.
And they got away with a couple of eggs this time, but that's fine. It's not going to slow us down. We've only got the 30 soldiers to do, really.
The raiding party has left, and with them they have taken 10% of the black ant brood.
Process of making a new creature.
The danger may be gone for now, but this truce is merely a formality. The Sanguini are already planning their next onslaught.
The three directors, Liam, John and Matt, have a discussion about what they want to do as far as a tier goes. And then, mainly Liam, but also the other guys as well, go and do some research about what creatures live in the area. And then they have a chat about ideas.
Predators are loose in the nest. The larvae must be protected.
And then it goes to the design point. John does a lot of kind of the gameplay mechanic decisions. Liam... yeah, all the guys do. But then Matt does the modelling and animation for a creature. And then that's at least sometimes supported by environmental work as well. So it's kind of a long process, but it was all decided a long time ago, by the way, what creatures are going to be in the game. Is there narration in the tutorial mode? We were thinking about it, but it seems like it's not necessary, really. The tutorial mode should be kind of straightforward, but we were thinking of setting it in a... yeah, in universe, as it were, but I don't think we really need it. It kind of complicates things a bit too much. What's the point in climbing Titans? Titans that are climbed get more damage done to them by... yeah, we've got the raid and... Mole cricket combo.
Are burrowing into the nest. The ants must
the mole cricket down here, 3 of them.
At once.
We'll deal with the raid first, because that's slightly more pressing.
There is no respite from the culling. The Sanguinio will subjugate or exterminate.
Yeah, it's going to be fine. And we're just going to send roughly half of our ants past.
The brood remains safe for now.
Like that, and then surround the mole cricket. They'll go down much quicker that way. Is there going to be an outside battle arena? Maybe. We've got kind of an internal one that we use for marketing purposes, but it's not really set up properly for players yet. But that might happen. Could be a thing if the mood strikes John. Okay. Going down here. Around here. Yeah, here's probably slightly more Profitable.
Predators are loose in the nest. The larvae must be protected. Predators are loose in the nest. The larvae must be protected.
Love the game. Keep up the work. Thank you, Spinomius, I guess you'd pronounce your name. It's the purpose of the 2 bombardier beetles. To be enemies to your colony. Raid coming soon. Let's build a few more soldiers and get people back. People. I guess answer people. Will you add an actual slug? Possibly, but we've already added a disco. Check out
Slave makers are back.
April
They
video
can sense larvae,
from April
and
1st.
They want their share.
Alright, just one more raid to go after we...
The raiding party was no match for the valiant defenders. The brood remains safe. For now. A mole cricket is burrowing into the nest. The ants must mount a defense quickly, or their brood will be forfeit.
Right, that should be our objectives complete, and then we've just got to wait for the final raid. Great.
Predators are loose in the nest. The larvae must be protected.
Can you please add a replay system or variant of Battle Arena where you can watch ant colonies fight? A replay system? No, that's kind of beyond our remit. There's quite a lot of dice rolls in Empires of the Undergrowth, which you don't see in many other RTSs. So there are ways of doing it, but just recording every action the player makes and that creatures make is it's not quite as simple as that. It's not really a deterministic engine, I think is what you'd call it. But there are ways of making the engine deterministic, but it would play the same every single time. Even with dice rolls, but it's I don't know. The randomness really helps things to feel natural. It's part of the charm of the game, I think, and we'd lose something if we didn't have that natural kind of randomness to it. Don't know why I'm trying to collect the food. I'm full up. I'm full up. Let's just wait for the raid, and then we'll be done with this level. And then I'll have a short break to go and refill my drink. And use the little boys' room, and then we'll do the Formicarium challenge, and then we'll have a quick chat after that for a few minutes, where I just solidly answer questions for 5-10 minutes, and then we'll be done for today.
The Sanguinia colony seeks once again to bolster its numbers. A battalion of slave makers charge into the nest.
Easy clap.
Once again, the slave makers return to their nest with new black ant larvae to raise as their own. The raids will continue, but this Formica fusca colony has proved its capacity to endure and grow. Eventually they will surpass their parasitic overseers, and the continued raids of the slave makers will reduce to nothing more than a mere inconvenience for the great Black Ant Empire.
Okay, right. We're just going to have a short break there while I go and refill my drink, like I said. So I'll see you in a few minutes. Enjoy my face in the meantime.
Pills. Some pills here, which is food, and we need to harvest that. Plenty, because there's a lot more food on this map. John quite rightly recognised that the other map was a bit stingy as far as food goes. So yeah, more food here. We need to define a tile. I think an area food made the other map a bit more challenging for our not everyone ants to store the food. So I'm just going to use this tool here to create a larder. A bit more food before I come back here. And this is going to be the area that the ants store the food for us. I'm not going to lead the chamber directly to my queen because as soon as she's once they've done that, they'll start rearranging, can't reproduce the pills. So instead, I'm going to the trick to enter this tunnel that's a little bit long maximum, so it's not directly to it. They're now storing more you attack things like down here. I'm pretty sure is the loads get death food. We get lots of stuff come along, and similarly for me as well. There's food there, which is great. So I'm not okay. And we're going to need a few more workers, not too many. I found in this demo we can get to before we can overdo it with the workers because workers are free to respawn. But if you look when I carry on put down a worker tile, I'm just got 5 each. Enemies will try and run towards my goal. So I'm just gonna have maybe that many for now. Taking it back to the storage chambers. My worker chamber up here. I'm not sure about this. Along they come. There's no system to. I don't intend to prepare the area. So these are now come down here, work in one of these tiles, and then they'll come along to the queen. Grab a grab an egg from her, pop them in the chamber, and then when these fellas hatch, or these ladies rather hatch, they'll be workers. Grab a look at that animation. So okay, we've got 7 workers, and then I think these should probably have a few. It's like popcorn. It's very satisfying to watch. Because we've got some lovely fresh-faced workers ready to help us in our let's get a quest for underground domination. Then we'll go into battle. They'll immediately come and add new workers will come and prepare those soldiers to the black ant tiles. But these won't hatch until the ant that's associated with that tile dies. And in this demo version, it's free for them to rehatch, to respawn, basically. It is respawning. I don't think it'll be like that in the final game, but for the purpose of this demo, it's free for the workers to rehatch. I think 16's plenty for now, so we're just going to carry on expanding about how things are going. The Kickstarter. I love this animation. We're just about a week into the Kickstarter. Once we've got 100 people, so we'll start thinking about 90% of the way to their goals. Because we are going to meet some nasty, creepy crawlies, some utterly astounding. As they bomb, you see, I don't think they expected it. Up here, the soldier ant. Right. Considering the exclamation marks, they're lasting to a place where there are NTS. There's one down here from the public, but not outright this direction. Yeah, we need this now. We can just drag it out. That's changed, and I think that's probably because it's so satisfying aware of the way the Kickstarter works. You suggest what the ants this time, and they come and do it for you. You don't. It's like the old dungeon keeper if you ever played that, or our queen, of course. You don't control the ants direction. Instead, you give them more focused.
Back. Okay. How was my face?
How is the colony progressing?
The Queen is exhibiting interesting new behaviors. I believe the colony is beginning to adapt.
Mike, I felt like I'm on drugs because of that. Much safer than actual drugs. Okay, do a bit more upgrading while we're waiting for stuff to be... Recorded that whole thing. I'll upload the video to YouTube for you if you like. Put it on a unlisted video. you know what? My internet is actually good enough that I could do that right now. Yeah, give me a sec. Yeah, I recently upgraded to fiber internet. Oh, and I love it so much. Let me just upload this video. It might drop the stream quality for a short while, but yeah. Give me a second. All right, that should be done in just a mo. Just no, I don't want to monetize my face. There you go. Have a look at that. I think it might be processing still. You might have to give it a minute. Monetize your face. I'm not going to monetize my face, guys. Yeah, you might have to wait for just a second. Yeah, it's processing. It's taking longer to process than it did to upload. Ah, the joys of having a gigabit upload connection. Looking over at my my OBS studio and seeing drop frames 0. I love it so much. Okay. That's going to get old, that joke. Maybe I'll save it for rare occasion. Right, okay. We need to build some more stuff. Let's make another worker chamber, why not? Oh, another soldier chamber. Either or. The funniest thing you've ever seen working in game development? I don't know. I feel like we're the kind of game that doesn't produce many funny results very often. If you're working with like human models, quite often, you know, the faces will do weird things with animations and such like, which can be quite funny. But the glitches in Empires of the Undergrowth tend to be more annoying than funny. Can I share the link to the Discord server? Yeah, you can. Yeah, it's unlisted, but it's for followers. Yeah, you can share it to the Discord server. It's fine. Okay. All food stores, but almost entirely upgraded ants. Oh, I haven't bought the upgrades for workers yet. Let's do that right now. Yeah, I can't load Extremis. It always crashes when I start it. Make sure your game is updated. That was a crash that was fixed a week or two back. A couple of weeks ago. Yeah, if you're on Steam or GOG Galaxy, the game will update itself. But if you're on itch.io, then you'll have to re-download it manually. The most annoying glitches. The most annoying glitches are ones we can't easily reproduce. If we can reproduce a glitch, for instance, there's a you know what? This is a mildly amusing one at the moment actually, which is currently active, and you can try it for yourself. If you go into free play and you've got link spiders active, whenever you load the free play game, any link spiders that are active on the map will get smaller, and then when you load again, they will get smaller again. And we think we know why it is. In the game, it's difficult to see in the game deliberately. But as a link spider climbs a pitcher plant, it will get smaller. It scales down as it climbs up. And the reason for that is we wanted the pitcher plants to feel a little bigger than they actually are. In real life, they're like 50 centimetres to a metre tall, these yellow pitcher plants. But the link spiders, when they climb up, will scale down so that they still look big on the ground. But the pitcher plants don't look tiny by comparison. So we think it's some glitch to do with that. And that'll be fixed soon. But it's a relatively amusing one, I guess. But like I say, the most annoying ones are the ones that we can't replicate. Like, we get half a dozen reports of something, and then we try to do it ourselves, and it just doesn't work. That is a pain, because if we can't reliably reproduce something, then we don't really know where to start looking. We just have to kind of flail blindly looking at related systems and hope that we come across the solution. So, if you guys are doing bug reports, we really appreciate it if, when you can give us all the context you can. Anything that can get us to the answer quicker is greatly appreciated, and that's the same with any developers that you like following. Anything to make the bug replicable or reproducible is very, very much appreciated. Okay, we've got full food again. Hello again, Mike. How are you doing? I'm doing pretty well. Just chilling with chat. Just about to do Challenge 1. Nice standard Sunday evening. Will there be swamp maps in free play in the future? Yes, John's working on one called Wetlands at the moment. What's your least favourite level? Ooh. I kind of want to say 2-1. Simply because it's a very easily solvable level. And it's just like, it's on a timer. You can't speed it up. Same with 2-2, actually. When will the free play map be released? When the free play update comes out, which, again, we don't really do estimates. It'll be, I suspect the free play update will be next year. Because we're quite close to the end of the year now, and we've got a few things we need to get out before we have that big update period. If you have a look at the roadmap that we put out a few weeks back. Right, okay, let's just save the Formicarium and do Challenge 1, and then we can have a chat about things. I can just sit and talk to chat for a few minutes before we finish. Okay. Here we go.
I think it is time we
Here we
connect the
go.
outworld to the
I can't do
field
Mario.
colonies. I want to see how these eruptors respond under pressure.
I will prepare the experiment.
Let's begin with a small threat.
Connecting the Fusca colony now. I will let 10 through to start with. The Raptors identified the threat and responded very quickly.
Excellent. Let's see how they handle a few more, shall we?
Introducing 20 Formicarium ants. Our Raptors have neutralized the threat to their queen.
Good. Continue the experiment and let me know the results. Don't add more than 30 ants at once, though. We don't want to harm the queen.
Understood.
What's he gonna do then? What's he gonna do?
I wonder how they will react to a rival Orepta colony. Introducing 40 rival Orepta ants.
How do you rotate around? Insert and page up are the keys at the moment. In the next update, they should be rebindable. But we just had to wait on some translation stuff to actually put that in the game. But yeah, insert and page up.
Excellent.
What's the thing you're most proud of in Empires of the Undergrowth? Honestly, for me,
A further 50 rival Orepta
as the community manager, our community, we've had a relatively successful game. It's enough to support us, you know, financially, professionally. A small team is what we do for a living. But in all of that time, with thousands of people playing the game, very, very rarely do I have any problems with the community. It's kind of really rare in gaming, which is often seen as very toxic. And I am genuinely proud of you guys. You guys mean that we're doing something right, and clearly
Fascinating.
lovely people like our game. I'll have to ask that question to the other guys at some point. It's a good interview question, actually, that. What are you most proud
Let's
of?
try 60 Orepta ants.
Now, I'm not the scientist. I was just visiting when I had that picture taken.
Once.
Welcome, Gentleface.
You're doing
Thanks for that, Midden.
my Oreptas. Perhaps a small reward. Look to the surface. What about a combination of Orepta and Fusca? Let's start with 20 of each. An unconventional defense, yet highly effective.
When will you do Cold Blood? When we get there. I'm playing through the campaign. A few weeks, I imagine.
Perhaps we should try 30 of each.
How many levels are there going to be in Tier 5? The plan for now is currently three campaign levels and then the Formicarium Challenge. So, one more than usual. Favourite soundtrack is 1-2, the one we've just played. Yeah, Subjugation. I think the plucked strings sound very evocative of Spider on webs, which is perfect.
Once again, our Oreptas triumph.
But it was lovely to see that lots of people thought that
Seeds on the surface
it's for my succeeding Erectors. Gather them quickly. It was nice to see some people think that the 4-1 music was particularly great, and for some people that's been their new favourite soundtrack, which Liam was a bit worried about it. He had nothing to be worried about. He's a very talented musician.
The colony's ability to withstand such overwhelming assaults is incredible. I wonder, how will they handle a sustained flow of aggressors?
Right, Liam's in the music team. Liam is the music team. No one else does the music. Got a little team dealing with them over there, that's fine. They're only basic Erepta workers, aren't they?
Things a little more interesting, shall we? Enter the
Devil's Coach Horse. Is a bridge too far a reference to something? I mean, the name. It's a fairly common phrase, but I'm sure it has an origin. Sure someone could look it up. We got anyone fast on the finger with Wikipedia? A bridge too far? Might be the name of a play, actually. Thinking about it.
Dropped my beetles. I hope they don't harm the plans.
It's like, oh, God, for God's sake. Gotta keep coming back. Oh, we're done. No, we're... Okay, girls, we're done. No, another one's appeared. Oh, gotta go back again. Oh, how upsetting.
Perhaps that's enough for now.
They're coming back finally. I think you're going to miss the party, girls, though. It's going to be over by the time you get here. I don't know, there might be a bit of work to do. No, you're going to miss it.
How has the colony been responding?
They mounted an excellent defense against 20, 25, and even 30 Fusca ants, as you suggested.
Perfect. Perhaps we can provide more of a challenge for them next time.
What a fantastic suggestion.
Love that musical flourish at the end there.
Let's see how the colony grows over the next few days.
Now that they have experienced battle, I expect to see a significant rise in the number of soldiers.
We want mortar or rapid fire? It's kind of academic, really. I personally like mortar, but both are very valid choices. I think I'll go for mortar. And probably not quite enough to get the last one. Yeah, okay. We're going to have to do some of the 2x levels to... But we can start carving out a bit. Should have plenty of territory. Yeah, we have. Build some wood ants.
The Erepta workers have raised their first Formicarium ant.
Incredible. I wasn't sure it was even possible.
Little hint of the lore there. They weren't sure if anything beyond the Formica Fusa would be possible with the Ereptas, but it is. Right, okay. We have got ourselves to a point now where I've accomplished everything that I would like to in-game today. So I'm going to just chill with chat for 15-20 minutes or so. Just answer some questions, talk about what's coming up soon. On the social media and kind of community point of view, there's something that should be quite fun coming up in a shortish amount of time. Yes, of course, I haven't got to level 3 yet, have I? Anyway, yeah, let's save. And then let's go back to our talking screen. Then I can quit the game. Then we can put some music on again. and we can just chat for a bit. Wonderful. Let me just rearrange my desktop setup a bit here so I can more easily just chill and talk to you guys. Right, okay. Fantastic. Got the One Ring here, by the way. How are you guys enjoying Rings of Power? I've loved every episode so far. But maybe you guys aren't interested in that. Right, okay. Let's. I'm just going to scroll up a bit, and I'll get down to the bottom shortly. Good. Right. What are the names of the Tier 5 levels? We haven't decided yet. It's fairly late in the process that gets decided. Jungle Night action theme, best one. I like that one with the owl hooting. Yeah, it's kind of fun. Is it possible for Liam to make a stream to show how he makes his awesome musk alone? I'm assuming you meant music. He did a little like a deep dive with Dan not that long ago. So you could have a look at that. It's on our YouTube channel. But I've asked him to do a music stream before, but he doesn't really want to. He doesn't think it'd be a very interesting content, like him using FL Studio to kind of put his tracks together. Maybe I can try and convince him another time to do that again. Right. Do Scientist 1 and Scientist 2 hate each other? Not exactly. Scientist 2 doesn't really have many concerns apart from his experiments with the Ereptors. He finds Scientist 1 annoying. She's a jobbing scientist. She's working as a supervisor for a lab. In my mind, she was always someone who enjoyed lab work, but was very good at it and got promoted to a supervisor, which she doesn't like so much. She's not much of a fan of that. She preferred to be doing the practical work, so she's a little bit bitter about that. But the money's better, presumably. So no, they don't hate each other. She considers him, certainly by the end of Challenge 4, a liability. He's been doing weird stuff. But hate is a strong word. Which is better, stun or taunt? That's an age-old question. You'll find arguments on both sides of that one. You really will. Which means that it's relatively balanced, I think. Are Ereptor ants currently in current Empires in the Undergrowth natural or unnatural? They're unnatural. The idea is that they're a species which was genetically engineered to work with this mysterious jelly substance, which no one knows the origins of. Certainly not the scientists. They just know that it's powerful. And again, not official law, but in my mind, the lab is researching gene splicing. If there could be a very easy way to use this jelly substance to splice genes into human beings, then all sorts of gene therapies would become much easier and much safer. What is the weirdest level? The weirdest level from kind of a... Well, lots of the extra levels are pretty weird. But if you mean like in the case of the campaign, the weirdest level, I guess by that you'd mean the one that's probably least realistic. To be honest, both of the 2X levels are kind of unrealistic in that they're set on a beach, but there's wood ants. You can kind of hand wave that with there being, it's a beach with a wooded area very close by. So I guess it's not beyond the realms of possibility. But yeah, those 2X levels were a case of us contracting the game to get it out into early access in a reasonable time. Rather than having separate beach levels and wood levels, instead we have beach levels with wood ants. But that's the way it is, and those levels, lots of people enjoy them, and so that's the way they will stay. And it's not outside of the realms of possibility. Are you going to make an Uber Bombardier Beetle? Very high possibility. I highly suspect that Bombardier Beetles are one of those tier 4 creatures that will get the Uber treatment at some point. Did you add the new death sound to the stream deck? Not yet. Maybe for the next stream. Maybe I'll do that. I mean, I've had my fun with the Minecraft drinking noise this stream, but that's probably a joke which has run its course. So I'll come up with something else for the next stream. Is Empires of the Undergrowth available on Xbox? No. We might do consoles post-release. And we've put some preliminary work into it, like controller support and such like. But doing a port to a console is not a simple thing. So we'd like to. It's just a case of it'll be a relatively expensive and time-consuming process to do. Probably best left until after early access. What else we got? Extremities hard. Can you help? Play incrementally. Extremis is a level where you get points depending on how well you did for the next run. So just build up slowly until you conquer it. Where is the mad scientist? We don't get any news from him. Only Scientist 1 and the mailman. Well, he's at home. He was sent home. He was sacked. You talked about a map maker. It's a semi-regularly requested feature. It would be a big time investment to do. We'd like to, obviously, but it would. Yeah, it would be a. I'm a little closer to this. It would be a big investment of time. So it's certainly not before release, but it would. We do see the value in it, certainly. With people doing their own free play levels. How do you rotate your camera? Insert and page up. This is a pretty stupid question, but will you and the devs make a mod or DLC of EOTU for Minecraft at some point? You are right, that is a pretty stupid question. So is he fired? Yeah, he's not coming back. Uber Toad when? When the free play update comes out, I imagine. And plans for a fire ant based extra level. I don't see a world where that doesn't happen. Unless John has some freak accident and can't use his arms anymore. I can't imagine a world where he doesn't make a fire ant extra level at some point. How does a Formica sanguina nest look like? Fairly similar to a Formica fusca nest, I imagine. Yeah, someone on Discord is making a Minecraft mod. Yes, I saw that. They're very welcome too. Yep. I miss old Empires of the Undergrowth. Why? It's still here. What will the Fire Ant Challenge mode be like? Your bridges will be under attack by 6-spotted fishing spiders. I want the Kickstarter. I prefer the old look and my PC won't lag as much. That was an old engine that didn't work on anyone's computers apart from our own. As soon as we moved to Unreal Engine 4, that's when development really started. So that will not see the light of day, I'm afraid. There's just not enough time in any universe to carry on development of that version of the game. Might be a bit rude of me to say get a better PC. I know not everyone can, but eventually you will, I'm sure. In free play, will the AI be smart enough to make bridges? I'm not sure, actually. We're not 100% decided on putting bridges in free play as is. But I imagine so. Yeah, it'd have to be a special consideration for them to use bridge points. I don't see why not. It wouldn't be a hugely complicated thing to do. I have a theory for the next part of the story. I think that scientists who will steal the Ereptors, perhaps. All speculation until it actually happens, isn't it? Be able to be in the backyard of someone's home. No, we're not doing urban environments. Is Velvet Worm still planned to be a creature? Yes, you'll see it first in relatively short order in Adventure, which is an extra level for leafcutters. And eventually we'll get round to putting it in the 3x levels as well. The Black Widow is a creature that was cut from the 4x levels. We couldn't really find a role for it. Which is a shame because it's an iconic creature, but we could have still done it and had it as a kind of an environmental non-interactable creature, but that would have seemed a bit odd. If we were going to include something as iconic as the Black Widow, we would have wanted it to be an interactable creature. So that was just a reasonable time cut. There wasn't really a role for it. There's plenty, as you've all played 4X at this point, I'm sure. There's lots of creatures that have lots of different roles and abilities. It's already fairly crowded. Hello, Toxic Marauder. What's the theme of Tier 5? You'll have to wait and see. We'll announce it with a video. Right, so we'll almost call time on questions and answers there. But yeah, just something that I mentioned earlier, which should be quite good for the community, I think. I've not just bought this setup, that the new microphone and everything, and over there I've got a giant green screen that folds up. I'm going to be doing as kind of a counterpart to the newsletters a vlog. Now I'm not quite sure what to call it, but it'll be roughly bi-monthly, kind of in between the newsletters. So we'll have a newsletter, then a vlog, then a newsletter, then a vlog, roughly a month apart between newsletter and vlog. Because I realise not everyone's going to sit down and read a newsletter, but a lot more people would be willing to sit for 3 to 5 minutes to watch a vlog. So I'm going to... That's now that I'm back from my holiday, next week I'm going to start working on the first of those. And it's going to be a nice little roundup of some of the stuff from the newsletter and some stuff that's come up in between newsletters as well. So I hope you guys enjoy that. If you can think of some names for it, because it'll mainly deal with Empires of the Undergrowth, because that's primarily what my role in the company is involved with, but also our other games as well. So Beetle Uprising and Ecosystem and Adapt will also feature sometimes on the vlog, and also Dan, our marketing manager, is likely to do some of the vlogs as well once I establish the format for it. So that's it's my project. Vlogs of the Undergrowth is an obvious one, isn't it? We could probably come up with something with slightly more witty than that. The Great Blue Skimmer needs a buff. It depends on what difficulty you're playing on, I think. Did you stop for a couple of days working on the game because the Queen died? We didn't stop personally. Again, you can see why I thought it was inappropriate to stream a couple of weeks ago when the Queen of England actually died. That there's some confusion here. We have queens in our game. No, we didn't stop work. There is a bank holiday tomorrow in the UK for it though, and the directors of Slug Disco have said to the other 3 employees that they have that we are welcome to take the day off if we so wish. So I might have an easy day tomorrow, but I'll still be around to deal with the community. Slug Q&A podcast. It wouldn't really be a podcast. I mean, on occasion I will probably talk to the other guys in it, but it's not like a sit down discussion thing. It's a vlog. It's not a podcast. In Spanish, the fire ants are called hormigas coloradas. Sounds about right. Well, hormiga is certainly ants. I know that. That's why in our very old version of the game, pre-scientist and lab stuff, we had kind of an ant island which we were going to have to conquer, and I thought a good name for it would have been Isla de Hormigas, Island of the Ants. Mike, are there plans for honeypot ant? No, not currently. What are you working on at the moment? I personally am going to be working on the vlog. John is working on extra levels right now. Liam is working on tutorials. Matt is working on optimizations and various bits of technical stuff. Dan C is working on... What music we got now? Oh, Queen of the Hill action music. Great. Dan C is working on a new tile set for the Rotten Log levels, so the 1x levels. They don't have their own tile set yet. You'll notice currently in the game they use the beach tile set, which is fine. No one's really complained about it, but we thought we've got an environmental artist now. That's his job. It's probably a good idea to revisit some of the old stuff and bring it up to snuff. And then Dan P is doing his various marketing bits and bobs. He's more involved with the other properties other than Empires of the Undergrowth. But you can follow EOTU on TikTok, and he's having a great time with experimenting with TikTok. I'd highly recommend you go and look at the Empires of the Undergrowth TikTok. Is there going to be a second game for Empires of the Undergrowth? Who knows? Who knows what the future holds? Do you have a personal idea for an extra level you want to see added? I do. And I've spoken to John about it, but he wasn't all that keen. So I'll keep that one to myself until he's creatively bankrupt, and then I can thrust that one up on him again. Would Rob be called Vlogs Disco? I guess it could. Does Empires of the Undergrowth have cut OST music? No. There's not really time for that. The music tends to come in fairly late in a development cycle, and there's tight time for it, so there's not really time to cut music. It's one of the reasons Liam was worried about the 4X music, but he didn't have anything to worry about. The community has responded very well to the 4X music. Right. I think we're coming to a natural end of things. I've actually streamed for a good 40 minutes longer than I intended to today. I intended this to be a short stream. So thank you everyone for joining. I may be back at some point during the week. Thursday is my usual slot, but that might change considering I've done one on Sunday. I do intend as well, for anyone who's watching the VOD later, who's from other parts of the world than Europe, I do intend to occasionally do some earlier streams so that people in Asia and Australia, those kind of parts of the world, can join in more easily because they're all in bed right now. And occasionally I might do a very late one as well, which will be easier for the Americas. So great, yeah. Thank you for joining, and I will see you next time. Have a great evening.